how to be a better ally to fat people. Listen to a fat person for once in your life.
How dare you?
Thin privilege.
I'm a fat.
Fat oppression.
Come on.
Shaming fat people on a daily basis, threatening us with diabetes.
Pizza is a vegetable.
A lot of white allies and accomplices ask,
obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
it is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Full Normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 21 Hundo and Schnueve of the Daily Mother. Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is sponsored by Everson K2 Flexing on all you.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's a fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
All right, welcome everyone to the Daily Swole Mancast. It is Sunday fun day, time for the Q and anus. You got some Q. Papa's got some brown eye for you. We are ready to get into today's episode. Now, we are a little bit rainy today in Florida. It's a little bit rainy, a little bit drizzly, but I hope you are enjoying your day wherever you are. If you're new to the show, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And of course, you can check out swolenormousx.com, all the links in the show notes down below, because we have all the information there. Because tomorrow, dare I say it, mañana, tomorrow, Monday, February 14th, we have our weekly accountability meeting. Fam, it's going down at 12 noon Eastern time. We are going to have a great meeting, and you could join today over at swolenormousx.com so you don't miss a single one of these live calls. We're going to have members call in. We're going to have some new releases from Inside SwoleNormousX. We got some new drops. It's going to be fire, so looking forward to that. Be there, SwoleFam. Be there. You have been warned. You have been alerted tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. Don't miss out on that, you fucking beaches. All right, let's get into today's episode. A little bit of a different style if you are used to the mainstream, the main cast, the weekly cast, when we're, going to the tip and we're doing all these different kind of things. Okay. We go deep, we go extra deep on Sunday. So we will open up the floor. You can start dropping some questions. We will bust the nut open because we do have to summon the Falcon. We do have to get the card out because it's a great card. You're going to love it. You got to know what hashtag to drop to win today's Swole card. But you can start dropping your questions in the comments, and we will just take questions from here live. We'll take them from Instagram. So open floor, whatever you want to talk about, drop it in the live chat down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. But now let us summon the Falcon and get today's party started. Are you ready, beaches? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I gave it a 10.
I think we're ready. I think we're there.
A fucking 10.
I think we're there. Falcon. Bust this fucking nut open, Falcon. Thank you. Put some respect on it. Delicious. Excellent. Fantastic.
USA, greatest country in the world.
Now that card, if you're just listening, that card says Swole America, baby. Drop in the comments down below, hashtag Swole America for a chance to win today's Swole card. That is absolutely fantastic. Look at you. That was a nice one, Falcon.
Hello, baby.
That's a really nice one. That's a nice card. That's a nice card. First of its kind, or one of the few. I think we've done Swole America before. That's a shirt coming real soon. That's got to be a shirt. All right, hashtag Swole America for a chance to win today's card. Let's get right into the first question, shall we? All right, so if you have a question, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. It is the Red, White, and Swole Sunday, Fun Day, Q and Anus, America, baby. Man. No, America. I say America.
Come on,
No,
man.
I say America. I say America, Grandpa. I say America.
Come on, man.
I shall say it again.
If you can't be at least mildly interesting, then shut the hell up.
Say it again. Say it again. Mufasa. Say it again. All right. First question here from Dragon Lord, the Dragon Lord 6. And thank you, everyone. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere that you like to listen. Share. The Dragon Lord 6 says best back and chest training. Best back and chest training. The kind of question that is so vague, you can't even fathom a actual fucking answer. Best back and chest training. There is no best of anything, back and chest training. If you're asking that question, you just need to fucking try everything. There's lots of great exercises. I don't even feel like answering this question. I don't even feel like it. Best back and chest training. Start with a good lifting program. Push things. Do some push-ups. Do some pull-ups. Do some rows. Do some deadlifts. Do some chest press. Like, how do you even answer that question? Best back and chest training. Best. There is none. That question pissed me off. Lone Wolf 2306. All right. Let's see if we get it. Maybe this is one of those days. Every once in a while, every random week, once in a while, we just get some shitty questions. But maybe today is one of those days. We'll see. Maybe we'll turn around. Let's see. Rough start. Lone Wolf 2306. Papa Swolio, I am slightly overweight and I want to build muscle while losing weight. Wouldn't that be nice? So should eat more / less calories. Fam, I like your avatar, by the way, the little circle fingers. We're off to a rough start, fam. Someone save us. Someone help me. I'm slightly overweight. I want to build muscle while losing weight. You should start fucking lifting heavy and eat plenty of protein. Stop worrying about weight. Stop trying to micromanage and recomp and all this bullshit. Get plenty of protein in, get plenty of sleep, lift heavy. You'll be fine. Just eat around your maintenance. You'll be fine. From what it sounds like, you don't know what the hell you're doing already in terms of what you're already eating. You have no idea how many calories you're consuming. You don't know anything about the details of what you're doing. Start tracking your shit then. Maybe come back with a little bit more detailed question. So it's not that simple. I would just eat around the maintenance and eat more protein. Fuck, man. I want to build muscle and lose weight. Like, I mean, where do you even start with that? I'm slightly overweight. Should I eat more or less calories? Then what? More or less than what? More or less calories than what? What are you doing now? Like how much, like what are you currently doing? Are you lifting currently? Are you eating good quality foods? All right, let's maybe we can start this over again. Hashtag Swole America. Drop it in the comments down below.
We choose truth over facts.
All right. So in terms of like, look, if you are, let's actually talk a little about that question. If you are overweight, you need to build muscle. If you want to have a good physique, you need to build muscle. It's not about, I'm going to lose the fat first and I'm going to build muscle. You need to build muscle. Muscle is going to improve your longevity. It's going to improve your metabolism. This is what is going to metabolize all the the fat that's on your body. All right. It's what you do at rest. So you need to build muscle, eat plenty of protein, lift heavy, build. If anything, eat around your maintenance, eat plenty of protein, lift heavy. Check out our other content on eating quality sources of animal proteins and organ meats and all that good shit. Vague questions. Fun Clutch 22, Papa Swolio, for someone at 240 pounds, how many calories should I consume to lose weight? Oh my God, these fucking questions. Why? I work out 6 times a week. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you eat. I don't care about how many calories you're consuming. You're asking me, so I'm telling you. I want to know what you're consuming. Fuck your calorie counting. It's about the quality of the food first, okay? Stop putting the number as like a top priority. Plus, are you like how the, like, what am I going to sit here and just like, let me just type this into a calculator? 240 times. It depends on your energy expenditure. It depends on your lean mass. It depends on all your other lifestyle habits. So let me answer this question and answer any other future questions. I mean, this is a good example of, of questions that are really vague. People think that there's an answer to them. And there is for this individual. For example, there's a number of calories that would probably be around right, but it's nothing that I can tell them. Oh, you're 240, eat this. You need to build muscle. You need to build muscle. So like, how many calories should I consume to lose weight? What else are you doing? In other words, this is the least interesting thing that this person can ask about how they want to lose weight. But this is what most people think is most important. How many calories should I consume? Yes, again, calorie amount, energy balance matters, but not more than all the other habits. It really doesn't come first. When you're eating quality food, that is the easiest thing to lock down. It truly is. The nutrition is the easiest thing to lock down. You just need to make sure that you're eating the proper things, and a lot of times that solves itself. It makes it much more manageable because people usually are concerned about overeating. But if you're cutting out all the shit, like if you're cutting out the shit food, you're not drinking your calories, not eating processed foods, guess what? You're not going to have those same types of triggers to overeat because that's what that food is designed for. It's designed to get you to overeat and not stop consuming it and keep on buying. Eating. So how much should I consume to lose weight? Depends on your muscle mass, depends on your energy expenditure, depends on the quality of your food and all these types of things. So I work out 6 times a week. That's great. But I mean, a lot of people go to the gym 6 times a week and don't see change. So it depends on what you're doing at the gym. So it's not about what number. I would start here, calculate what you're doing now. Are you gaining? Are you losing? And if you're not losing, again, if your food intake, the quality of the food is perfect, which I doubt, then you can start cutting calories. But the problem is if you're not eating quality foods and you start cutting those calories of foods that are not nutrient dense, then you're just getting less nutrients than you're already getting. So it's not really something I like to recommend. And most people, in fitness will, only look at the number, like we'll just subtract and fit the macros, but no, it's the micronutrients. Those are things that are exceptionally important. That's what most people lack. And they get frustrated and then they think they can just eat less and less and less. And then eventually you're crashing out. It's not good for you to just keep on cutting calories. These goddamn questions. Tyler, how much fasting should be done? Haven't done it in some time. How much? That depends. We talked about the last couple of days. You can reference those previous podcasts. How much fasting should be done? What are you doing now? What kind of a question is that? Another miss. Another question miss. How much fasting should be done? You could do intermittent fasting. You can do it once a week. Play around with it. See what works best for you. It's really individualized. Papa Swolio, can you explain each of the general styles of yoga? I don't want to. What's with these fucking questions? No, I'm not going to go through each style of yoga. There's a few. There's many different styles, I should say. Yoga, you can have more, more strength-based flows. There's more passive flows like yin, for example. Some work more on the breath. It depends on how it's executed and how it's taught. I'm not an expert in each individual type of yoga, but the general 2 contrasting ones that we like to promote are the vinyasa or the ashtanga and those types of classes, and yin yoga, which is more of a passive recovery flow. So those are the two general columns. There are many, so that's really narrowing down yoga overly simplified. But yin is the one that stands out the most, and most people aren't aware of yin. They've never heard of yin, but they should, because that's one of the best ways to recover between resistance training sessions. Yin yoga is very passive. It's fantastic. Fantastic for recovery. Davey, outside of white rice and sweet potatoes, what other good carbs do you suggest? Raw honey, maybe some dates. Those are good options. Fruit. Yeah, fruit's fantastic. In-season fruit, preferably if you can. I love fruit. Fruit. Callum, on behalf of the UK, we don't claim the fat fuck doctor bitch. Why are these people given a platform to kill people? Yeah, well, I think everything should be open. I think once you start determining, not that you're saying, I think everyone should have a platform, just because who are you or anyone else? Who am I to say who should say something, who shouldn't? I mean, I don't think they should be saying it, but at the same time, I think they have the right to say it. So, the problem is when you're allowed, or like these platforms allow these fucking lunatics to say this outlandish shit, and then I'll make a response video, with my opinions, and my content will get banned for like harassment or bullying, whereas they can say shit like a man is a girl or whatever the fuck you want to say, and just completely overthrow common sense and fundamental science and biology just because of some kind of weird tribal ideology. So if one person can say ridiculous stuff, you should let the other person respond. So either it's free speech or it's not free speech. So even by technically categorizing hate speech, it's really not free speech, because then who determines what hate speech is? And then, as you can see, it's in a really gray area, because you can just say anything's hate speech. It's just things that you don't like to hear. So if it offends you, it's hate speech, or are you just a huge pussy? So, it's really about how you let things affect you. So I think things should just be free for all. But I mean, there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to it. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Best tips. Wiktor Wolanski. Papa Swolio, best tips for cutting weight. Are you a wrestler? Are you in the UFC or something? Are you trying to cut weight for anything in particular? I would say maybe check out our content on the elimination diet. Download your copy of the 7 pillars over there at swolenormousx.com and learn more about the fundamentals of all these aspects of your lifestyle. And then in terms of best tips for cutting weight, well, you want to cut out inflammatory foods. You probably are eating too many carbohydrates. Fats and proteins are ideal and from proper sources. So you'll cut weight generally. It's easy to cut weight if you drop processed carbohydrates and sodas and garbage like that. These questions are fucking brutal. Papa Swolio, Captain Nemo 66. Your thoughts about fat burners? Absolutely gutter trash. Don't take them. Evan Vinaud, Papa Swolio, I'm having trouble losing fat. I'm in a calorie deficit, but I'm doing decent cardio with weight training 6x. God damn it. I have no idea. Chances are you're not in a calorie deficit. You're sucking down inflammatory foods. You're not getting enough sleep. You're not training properly. You think you're not losing fat, but you are, or not. Hard to really say from your question. So I would check out our content on the elimination diet, and let's figure out exactly what foods you're eating. I'm much more concerned across the board, much more concerned about what foods you're eating than how much. It doesn't mean that the quantity doesn't matter. You can overeat quality food. And I want to clarify, you can overeat quality food. What I mean by that, grass-fed beef, sweet potatoes, you're eating bacon, you're eating, let's see what else we got here. Avocados or bone marrow, or, what? You can overeat calories, period. At the same time, you go and try to fucking overeat big old grass-fed steak or grass-fed beef and sweet potatoes. It's hard to overconsume. It's very hard to overconsume. It's really hard to get fat. If you're lifting and doing everything else properly, it's very hard to overconsume, because your body will self-regulate. You will feel full. And if you're not eating inflammatory foods, if you're not eating fake-ass foods that are designed to get you addicted to them, you are going to have those actual feedback mechanisms that tell you, oh, I'm satiated. I'm not hungry anymore. And you're not going to want more food. Like, I get fucking tired of eating. I feel full. I don't want to stuff it in. Now, if you're trying to bulk, you have to eat. You have to eat. That's why it's hard to bulk, and most people don't. Citrine, ever heard of the beef, butter, bacon, and egg diet as an elimination diet? There's no such thing. That's just a carnivore diet. That's a carnivore diet. So I've heard of eating those things. That's pretty much what I eat, but I've never heard of that diet. That's just like, I guess you could brand any kind of diet just like, here, let me take these specific foods. That's a diet. So I guess technically, let's see. Eleni, I'm a bit confused with fasting. Some say you lose muscle, and some say, no, you don't lose muscle. It depends on how much you do. It depends on how much fasting you do, like how frequently you do it. It can be very beneficial. It depends on if you're thinking about intermittent fasting, when you're not eating all day long, you're eating within like a 6-hour window, or if you're doing like a 24-hour fast. So it really depends on if you're fasting, it really is very important, of course, what you're doing on the other days. Like, how are you training? How are you consuming? Because you're going to want to refeed, you're going to want to fuel up, you're going to want to eat sufficiently. So, if you're trying to bulk, for example, this is why you don't see professional bodybuilders doing fasting, when they're bulking, maybe, after a show, or when they're preparing for a show. Obviously that's like pretty much fasting. They're like starving themselves or just exhausted. It's really hard to get in that kind of competition shredded condition. So, if you're trying to bulk, doing 24-hour fasting is going to be a challenge, but at the same time, intermittent might be possible, but it depends on how much you're consuming and, the discipline of what you're doing when you're not fasting. All right, let's see. Let's see here. What else we got here?
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
All right.
All men and women created by you know the thing.
All right, let's see. COD Addict 08. Is there a substitute for fish? I'm allergic. Eat some grass-fed beef. Okie dokie. Yeah. Allergic to fish, like all fish? Bummer, but it's okay. I don't have fish too often anyway. So you got grass-fed beef, you're good to go. Good to go. William EHJ, what would be the best way to get healthier? Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. It is one of those days. It felt like one of those days. Like the weather makes it feel like one of those days. The weather outside is kind of like, it's kind of like dreary and and like kind of rainy. I just kind of felt like, yeah, it does feel like the day when we just get like fucking garbage questions from Instagram. Sometimes it's been really fire. Sometimes there was a period where it was like every other Sunday. It was kind of like, wah, wah. Brutal questions. These are murderous. But they're so bad, they're good. They're so bad, they're good. No, they're so bad, they're bad. Just trying to make it better. All right, let's see here. We got some more. Tyler, thoughts on the whole Russia and Ukraine situation? You know what? I don't even know. I don't even know. There's so much fucking distracting going on. There's so much misdirection. I don't even know anymore. I don't know the history well enough. I don't know the details well enough. I just don't. I don't even know where to begin with that. Don't even know. That situation is kind of like, well, I guess I'll see what happens and then maybe in retrospect figure out what was going on. But yeah, I haven't even had time to like look into it too much. I know I see it on the headlines, but no one's talking about it for a reason. It seems like it when I look at news outlets like mainstream. I think a lot of this is just kind of, I don't know. It just seems like something's fishy. I just don't trust that I'm getting any information from those sources, but I see that they're kind of leaking stuff out. It seems much more propaganda than actual information though. So I'm not sure exactly what's happening. Let's see here. Let's see. Swole Justice Warrior, Papa Swolio. Is it better to do reps at a slow pace? I see people pumping fast. No, you don't want to go too slow. If you want to produce the most force and you want to build muscle, you don't want to do like super slow repetitions. It's better off like either doing a controlled eccentric and then a more explosive concentric, like the shortening of the muscle fibers. So if you're doing like a curl slower on the way down, you could drive it up, slow on the way down, curl up. Generally like either the same pace on the way up and down or a little bit more explosive, and the concentric is generally better. It also depends on the movement. You could do isometrics. There's negatives. So, you can't just say, oh, it's better to lift with a faster speed. Well, because there's some situations where you could do drop sets and burnouts and isometrics. And there's always different benefits and different training strategies to overload the muscle. But let's see. Always Prathmesh. Prathmesh? How much HIIT is good in a week? Again, these questions are like consistently, like just fucking, just the poop, How much HIIT, like high intensity interval training, is good in a week? That depends completely on what your experience is, what you're trying to do, what you're doing. There's no such thing as like HIIT. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing for that? You gotta know what you're doing for your program. You can't just say like, oh, how much is good? Well, this is good, because depends on what you're doing it for. I don't know. These are so bad. I just want to keep on going. Yeetified yeet. How do I not quit the gym by not quitting, you fucking beesh? These Instagram questions are just terrible. Wayne, are we doing raw liver today, Papa? Yes, we are. Thank you for the question on it. That was the best question on Instagram so far. All right, let's see. Callum, do you guys have Kerrygold butter in the U.S.? Oh, we do. I got a bunch in my fridge right now. It's delicious. Love it. It's delicious. Johnny, you see this political BS for the Super Bowl? WTF? I have no intent in watching the Super Bowl. I just don't care. I have no idea what's going on with it. All I know is that they are in Los Angeles, which that sucks. Who wants to go to LA? I've been to LA a few times. It was just like nothing interesting at all. Just wanted to leave. Even before now. I can't imagine going there now. Dunno. Yeah, I don't care about football at all. Vishal Tank. Papa, I hit plateau. Plateau, you mean? Papa, I hit a plateau. Should I be worried or keep going? Where's my rope? Where's my rope? I had a rope around here somewhere. It's in the other... God damn it. I think I left it in the other room. God damn it. Should I be worried or keep going? You should be frightened out of your mind. You should be absolutely just... I have no idea. What kind of plateau are you talking about? A plateau for what? What are you trying to accomplish? Should I be worried? No, of course you shouldn't be fucking worried. Why would you be worried? What a silly thing to worry about. Let's talk about plateaus for a second. Everyone's going to hit a plateau at some point if you're measuring closely, but plateau could just be, the calm before the storm. So a lot of people that are losing weight or losing fat, trying to lose overall mass, losing fat weight, you'll notice the scale and it kind of flatlines a little bit, but then all of a sudden, boom, it plummets soon after, or you're just your body's kind of adapting and hitting that kind of like even keel. Plateaus are actually good information. If you stop looking at it as a negative, then you actually have the freedom to make that fucking action decision. So if you realize, oh, am I eating enough calories? I hit a plateau. Well, there's your fucking answer, Chief. There's your fucking answer. If you're hitting a weight gain or a weight loss plateau, what do you think that means? I hit a weight loss plateau. Should I eat less food? Well, maybe. Or like, Papa Swolio, I'm trying to gain weight, but I hit a plateau. Should I eat more? It's a good place to fucking start. Jesus Christ. Yeah, probably. You're trying to gain weight and you can't gain weight. It's like, you're probably not. Most people think that they're eating they're eating like less than they are, or they're eating more. Most people are inaccurate either direction. They think they're eating more than they are, or they're eating more than they think they are when they're trying to lose weight. It's mostly the case. Most people aren't really measuring accurately. And not to mention, a lot of nutrition labels are just approximations anyway. So people are just guesstimating. They're on MyFitnessPal kind of guessing how much they're consuming. Should I measure this cooked or before it's cooked or after it's cooked? It's like, most people are micromanaging shitty foods. Seriously, most people are micromanaging shitty food sources. They're micromanaging shitty food choices. They're trying to justify shitty food choices, even without realizing it, by measuring it. Like, well, if I eat less of this, it'll be better. Well, then you're getting less of everything. So fundamentally, the reason why you're going to be more satisfied eating X amount of nutrient-dense foods, you are going to, when you eat those foods, you are going to be getting very bioavailable nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. So your body will get the actual resource it needs. Sure, it gets the energy, the ability to break down and release, calories, actual energy and heat energy for body processes, but also you'll get the vitamins and the minerals from those foods. If you're eating McDonald's, for example, you're getting some empty calories, but you're not getting bioavailable foods. You're not getting great nutrient density. So you're going to be hungry right after. And then you got in all this raw energy that is just going to be stored as fat because you're getting too much energy because your body is starved for nutrients. So that's why you're more satisfied with eating less quantities of really nutrient dense food. That's why it's going to seem like on a plate that you're not eating that much, just because you're getting satisfied quicker because you are getting nutrient dense food. Trace, what's the longest you've ever fasted, and for how long would you recommend fasting? I'm not going to give any recommendations on that, but I've definitely done 36. I think I've done 48. Yeah, something like that. I would just start doing intermittent fasting and then start with 24 hours and then go from there. Tyler, with buying organ meats, do they normally stock it on shelves, or would I have to ask the butcher at my local store? Depends on your supermarket. Sometimes there are butcher shops or meat places that have it on the shelves. You can go online and order grass-fed beef organs also. Depends. I don't know what your supermarket normally stocks. Sometimes you'll see stuff out there, but it's usually not grass-fed. I've seen beef liver and stuff at Publix and things like that, but I would never buy that. Johnny, well, Mr. Swolio, I'm making liver pate and raw liver on heart paste. Ooh, and heart paste in honor of Swolenormous. Keep Swole your goal. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you. Your homage is appreciated. Are we just trolling now? Papa Swole, what do you think about fasting? Is today like fasting day? What do you think about intermittent fasting, Papa Swolio? I think it's good to not stuff your face all the time. I think it's great. Yeah, that's the thing. That's it. Swole Justice Warrior. Calorie counting, non-nutritious foods. What's the point? That's exactly my point. It's exactly my point. If you are micromanaging calories, you're sitting there, okay, 300 plus 500. Okay, so I have 200 calories more that I can eat. You're measuring crackers. You're measuring to see if you have enough room for one cookie. It's like you're not eating real fucking food. You're not eating good nutrient dense food. And this is why I keep saying, if you're eating nutrient dense food, you can almost literally just eat to your heart's content, especially if you're eating once or twice a day. I'm not telling you just to stuff your face, but I don't count. I'm lifting hard and I'll sit down and I'll cook it. I can only eat so much steak and I get full. I might eat a steak. I might eat half a steak. Sometimes I'm just it fills me up. And I'll have some rice, or I have some bone marrow and some liver and some avocado. I'm just full. I just don't want any more food. And that's it. It's hard to bulk up when you're eating real food because you just get full. So you have to eat more frequently. That's why people do these smaller meals more often, because it's hard. It's uncomfortable to stuff yourself with really healthy food. You have to force yourself because your body just wants what it needs to satisfy right now. So you have to force it. You have to eat objectively, not how you feel. You have to eat what you need to eat. And most people don't do that. Let's see here. How to lose fat with a powerlifting program. Jesus Christ. Yo, I don't know how long to lose fat with powerlifting program. It's weird. Like these questions today are just like not even in like good English too. Like the grammar's bad in pretty much all of them. It's weird. We have like artificial intelligence bots asking me questions. How long to lose fat with powerlifting program? I don't know any powerlifting program that's designed to lose fat, so I don't even know how to answer that. Insta Sandrog, best pre-workout meal. There is none. I mean, some people, I might just do like some honey or nothing. I don't like to eat a big meal before I work out. Personal preference. Yeah, I don't, it doesn't make sense to me either, Dawn. It never made sense to me counting junk food calories. Exactly. You're counting shit. You're counting shit. What's up, Mike? Did you know that there is a part of the cow that tastes like bacon? It's the sweetbreads or the thymus gland. They are round balls connected in the throat. You cut them in half and grow them. Poor people food, LOL. It tastes like bacon? No, I didn't know that. I don't think I have. Is it hypothalamus or is it thymus? It's like the same. I mean, there's two different glands there. I have some thymus as a supplement. I don't have any in my freezer, but no, I haven't. I didn't know it tastes like bacon though. I've never eaten it cooked. Cut them in half and grill them. Poor people food. Yeah, they say it, what, poor people food? It's actually healthy. Yep. That's right. Trace, I've heard you talk about how the durum wheat flour you use today is. What about ancient grains like spelt? I don't know enough about it. I avoid grains for the most part. A lot of the issues like the wheat germ agglutinin in modern wheat. And this is why a lot of people that travel overseas or from other countries, they come to the United States, they gain a lot of weight because they have a lot of inflammation from the way we make our foods here. You know, GMOs and all the other crap that we put in our food. But, you know, if you're making this kind of stuff yourself, you know, allowing like the yeast to rise and you're doing it like from the ground up, sourdough bread and certain things that people make, you might have less issues, but it's also like nutrient value. Like, what are you actually getting out of it? So I personally don't do any of those breads. Like some people like Ezekiel bread and other things like that, but sometimes those things give me heartburn. So Mama Swolio has something a little bit now and again. I really don't think it's a good idea to eat grains and seeds, but in small quantities, it's probably negligible. Let's see. Edouard. I am very fat. I am 110 kilograms and 172 centimeters tall. I don't know what that is in conversion yet. Someone can convert that. And I would like to ask you, what is the best way to start? Body recomposition or bulk cut? Someone, if you can convert that for me. What's 110 kilograms? Was that 240 pounds? 230? What's 172 centimeters? I mean, if you're very fat, you need to build muscle. Stop worrying about those details about you're not going to bulk. You're not going to bulk. If you start lifting, you're not going to bulk. You're going to cut. You're going to build muscle. All right. So anyone that's thinking like, you know, should I bulk? You're not going to bulk. If you're already 250 pounds or so, what's 172 centimeters? How tall is that? 5'7"? All right. So you're big. Yeah, you're fat. All right. Like you need to lift weights. You need to start lifting weights. You need to start cutting out and focusing on proper food intake, like what healthy foods are. So go to SwoleNormousX.com and download the 7 pillars and just start thinking about these fundamentals from a different way. I'm not saying you have to join SwoleNormousX. You can check out our memberships, but check this out. Also the blog over there, SwoleNormousX.com. You'll have some articles about the elimination diet and healthy eating and stuff like that. But what you need is to start lifting weights. You need to cut out these inflammatory foods. You need to start narrowing down, you know, and focusing on food quality and lifting weights. And you will build muscle. You will start to metabolize fat more regularly at rest, but building muscle is the most important thing. So getting in sufficient protein and, keeping your carbs lower, sticking mostly to fresh fruits and, things like sweet potatoes, in my recommendation, are the best options, and cutting out all those processed carbs. The processed carbs and the vegetable oils are the things that are going to get you the most. And that includes ice cream, that includes soda, that includes candy and cake and cookies. The vegetable oils are pretty much in everything. So when I say, oh, you're only cutting out processed carbohydrates and vegetable oils, and seed oils, that's like fucking 90% of the shit you'll find at the supermarket. It's all soybean oil, vegetable oil, canola oil. Yeah, it's all oils. It's all industrial seed oils. Industrial seed oils and processed and refined flour and carbohydrates. It's the same garbage, just chopped up into different ways, manipulated to look and taste in different textures and flavors and colored boxes. It's gross. It's fucking gross. It's a good question, Edward. Good question. I'm glad you're here. You're getting some good information from the start. A lot of good lifestyle habit changes coming your way, man. Good for you. Glad to hear it. Hey, look. Let's get a round of applause for everyone here right now. It's Sunday. What's great about the Sunday Funny Q&A is every once in a while we have some shitty questions, but we always have a good time. We always have a good time because we have fun. If we get really shitty questions, it's funny. It's funny because you're like, God damn it. But it's a good lesson. Like, let these episodes teach you how to ask a good question or understand a lot of the other factors. So I don't hold it against individual people. Like, what's the best thing to do for this? All right, I get it. They want to know what the best thing to do is. Well, a lot of it is custom. You have to customize. You have to really be your own scientist, and you have to put in that fucking work. And the thing is, there's a lot of misconception as to what impacts your results. So we just had we just had a whole big conversation again about food quality. But again, you can hear over and over again with all this information out there online, with as many videos and content and shit that I've put out, with as much, and a lot of other people say the same thing as I do, or in a different manner. We still have people coming in thinking that it's all about calorie counting. That's all that fucking matters. And the quality is number one. The quality is always number one. It's the most important thing. The quality is most important. And it's not that calories don't exist. It's not that the quantity doesn't have a role. But what's really the issue? Is the issue really that you're just eating too many calories? You want to walk around with a fucking calculator measuring and looking up on MyFitnessPal? Can I eat this? Is this going to fit into my pie chart? Is that how you want to fucking live? Do you think that's normal? Were we born with calculators? No, it's in our body. Oh, you mean your endocrine system? You mean those messenger systems, like with your hypothalamus regulating your satiety and these different messaging systems in your body that lets you know when you're hungry and you need more food, or when you're full and you don't need more food. That's what these systems are meant to do. That's what these systems in your body are meant to do. They tell you when you're hungry. They tell you, hey, you've had enough. You're full. That's why you just don't feel like fucking eating anymore. Because your body's like, yo, the sack that's in your body that is there for the food, the sack's full, bro. The sack's full. It's stretched. The sack's full. We got no more room for food. Oh, okay, I'll stop eating. If you're eating liver or beef, you would stop eating because you would feel disgusting. If you're eating steak, like really quality food, you're going to fucking get full. You're not going to want to eat until you puke. If you're drinking processed sugar, soda, if you're eating ice cream, you're going right to sweet and then crunchy, and you're going to overeat for sure. You know why? Because those foods are designed to avoid the tripwire of your satiety mechanism. And you're going to overeat. You're going to overconsume, and you're going to get really hungry, and you're going to crave them again because it hits that bliss point. That salt, that sweet with the proper right amount of fat, right? Like in Oreos, you have salt, you have fat, and you have fucking vegetable oils, and you can't stop eating. It's just the ingredients. They figured out a way to get you to not, with the texture and the flavor, everything. It hits the taste buds, the exact taste buds on your tongue. You think it's an accident? Do you think it's an accident how these foods are designed? Of course not. Of course not. They make it that way. They spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars on research in a lab, figuring out which foods and which texture will hit your fucking taste buds in the right way, and the texture and the crunch and the smell and everything that would get you to not stop eating. And I'll say this 1,000 times more, and I've said it 100,000 times already. You literally have a fucking slogan in one of the most popular junk foods ever, Pringles. Okay? Literally, their slogan is, once you pop, you can't stop. Okay? Once you pop, you can't stop. Tell me that doesn't sound like an addict. Hey man, once you pop, you can't stop, man. You can't stop, man. Just one more Pringle, man. Just one more, man. Just want to pop one more time, man. Yeah, once you pop, you can't stop. I wonder why. When I eat grass-fed beef, when I have a steak, I'm full. But once you have a Pringle, once you pop, you just can't stop. Great. Good thing they're buy one, get one free. Fantastic. Fantastic. Now I get 2 for the price of 1. They're still making 10,000% profit. Oh yeah, Elijah. That's right, Lay's. Bet you can't eat just one. Ho, ho, ho. Bet you're right. $10 billion profit later. Oh, you were right. Yeah, bet you can't eat just one. Sounds like a challenge that they're going to win. It's fucking stupid. It's a scam. It's a fucking scam, and they're telling you how. This is why it's not capitalism. That's why it's evil. That's why it's evil. They know what they're doing. They know they're using industrial seed oils. They're literally using waste products. These are things that have no value in our society. They have no value. They have no fucking value. That's why there's so much monocrop. They just fucking millions and millions and millions of acres of soybeans and corn, destroying our land, destroying the environment. If you had cows with regenerative farming, guess what? The cows would be eating the grass. They'd be shitting on the grass, regenerating the soil with nitrogen and everything. But all these major corporations are just extracting all the minerals, everything out of the soil. The topsoil is completely fucked. That's why they're raping other countries down in South America with corn and soy, and in Asia and shit like that. It's disgusting. Talk about what's killing our fucking planet. Millions of acres of soybeans and soy fields. So there you have it. All right, where were we? Bet you can't eat just one. Let's see here. The Blaziken 2000. What about when you've been obese for so long that your satiety systems are so out of whack? I think in that circumstance, counting calories and using those calculators is a good idea. Really fundamentally unnecessary, in my opinion, when it comes to if you're eating the proper foods, you're going to have a much easier time. The point is, you're going to have a much harder time overeating with quality foods. And depending on the individual situation, if you narrow down which foods you're allowed to eat and just say like, go ham, have as much as you want, like it's going to be very hard. Plus with also, this is not just about nutrition, right? So we're not just talking about sitting on your ass watching Netflix and like just playing the nutrition game. You're lifting weights, you're sleeping well, you're doing, let's say, sauna, or going for walks regularly, you're meditating, you're doing all these other things and again, the 7 pillars, right? Your community, if you're surrounding yourself. So if you're like, for example, going back to the Blaziken's question, if you've been obese for so long, chances are if you're obese, guess what? You have friends that are obese. Your family's obese. You're surrounding yourself with other obese people. So it's really your community. And that's what happens in these situations is you have someone who maybe, starts creating a habit and they hang out with their friends and their friends are like, come on, just have a piece, just have this, just have one drink. Come on out. It's so-and-so's birthday. And because that individual doesn't have a strong sense of self, they just, give up their control and they outsource it and they just, relinquish their own power and they go and they, and they take a chop at their own integrity because they promised themselves they wouldn't do it, but then they justify like, okay, it's so-and-so's birthday just once, and they go out and they end up they're surrounding themselves with shitty people. That's why drug addicts, when they get out of rehab, they go back to their same environment and they relapse because they're going back to the same environment that caused them or promoted them getting into this toxic situation in the first place. So if you have a strong community which a lot of people don't. That's a problem. So this is why there's really no one blanket answer. I just want people to think about it differently, and then individually you have to attack it differently. For sure. Each individual needs to come at it from a different spot. And I'm not saying you can't count. What I am saying is that if you're eating quality foods and you narrow down which non-inflammatory foods you're going to be going ham on, it's much easier to count those or not, and you'll greatly mitigate your risk of overeating, and it'll help reset your satiety mechanisms. So Stephanie, Weight Watchers is an acceptable diet plan, but eating healthy is orthorexia. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. Weight Watchers is garbage. It's garbage. It's garbage. Eating healthy isn't orthorexia. Orthorexia is like, I know it's such a gray area. We talked about this. Remember, we were on Wikipedia and we had the definition up. Orthorexia is an unhealthy obsession, right? An unhealthy obsession or preoccupation with healthy eating or something like that. And so, well, how are you judging what an unhealthy obsession is? Because a lot of people that go to the gym regularly and they're called gym rats, right? They're thinking, oh, he's obsessed with the gym, or dedicated or disciplined. I mean, you wouldn't say Mozart, oh, he was obsessed with playing the piano. Does anyone ever say that about Mozart or Beethoven? Oh my God, LeBron James is obsessed with basketball. I think he's an idiot, but I think he's really good at basketball for the most part. You know, it's like, you have to be obsessed to be really good at something. Is it really obsessed, or is it dedicated and disciplined? So the word it's just a weird thing. Again, it comes down to like someone's subjective opinion. So my take on it is similar to other things. It's really an issue when it starts interfering with your life and your ability to like interact with others, or it starts negatively affecting other areas of your life. So you can be a hardcore gym rat and then have a job and have a family and be a good person, like go to the gym 7 days a week. So is it obsession, or is it just discipline? Because it's not negatively affecting, if it starts taking away or negatively affecting other things, either you're doing too many things or time management, whatever. But if it's like an actual condition, thank you for being here, Kim. Thank you for being here, Kim. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love this channel. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you for being here. I like the days when we kind of get like weird questions. It always comes out with good conversation. Corn and soy are killing Argentina. Yeah, they have, isn't it Brazil and Argentina are the big countries where they just have like hundreds of millions of acres of corn or soy as well? Yeah, soy is destroying look, everyone's blaming, and then they're blaming meat, right? They're blaming meat agriculture, or they're blaming meat for, like, it's cow farts that's destroying the environment or something like that, which is nonsense. Whereas hundreds of millions of acres of corn and soy are totally fine for those veggie burgers. That's doing great. Monocrop agriculture is great for the environment. It's fantastic. Yeah. And almonds use very little water. Who would have thunk it? Almonds barely use any water. They just pretty much grow themselves. Who would have thunk it? If you know, you know. No, I think almonds use like the most water of anything. So I'm just joking. But it's plant-based. Yeah, it was a good question, man. Thanks for the response. I agree with the community aspect. It's an important aspect of life to have the right people around you. So I think like the general idea, what people have to understand is really what I'm trying to like bring back, or, focus people's attention on, is the importance of nutrition, like the importance of food quality. So pillar number 2, bring it up on the screen, is nutrition. And it says, do not pursue quantity at the expense of quality. Your body requires specific fuel to function optimally. So in other words, do not micromanage adding and subtracting calories, ignoring the quality of the food sources. And your body requires specific fuel to function optimally. And what that means is, if you break that down, your body requires specific fuel. So your body would be Josh's body or Kim's body or Stephanie's body or Davey's body. So any of you watching, it's your body requires specific fuel. So read that part. Your body, that last sentence, you listening and you watching, your body requires specific fuel to function optimally. What is that specific fuel? Doing an elimination diet will help you narrow that down. Everyone's optimal fuel is going to be different. We know some people really have trouble with red meat for whatever reason, genetic or where they're getting it from or whatever. We know someone just said they're allergic to fish. Well, I don't know. I didn't make the person, so people have shit going on. So you're going to have to do other things, but you still need to get the best sources of food. Doesn't mean you can't have pastured eggs. Doesn't mean you can't get cold water fish or, you know, he's allergic to fish. What's a great other source of protein? Fucking grass-fed beef. Good. That's a win. Can't eat fish, but you can eat grass-fed beef. That's a fucking win. So in other words, it's just starting off thinking differently about what food means. And it's not about being a food Nazi. It's about optimizing and understanding what these foods actually do to your body. If you listen to this show and you're like, well, I'm going to go eat a bag of chips after this, that's your choice. But you know it's not good for you. You know it's crap food. That's objectively true. It's garbage food. And it's going to negatively affect your body. And these are all decisions that we have to make, and everything's a choice. And you have to live with the consequences. So we're trying to prevent things that are preventable, and it's not living by restriction. It's actually living free. It's living with the free knowledge and the amazing knowledge of what works best for our bodies. And do we want to feel good? Do we want to perform well? Remember, we're not just sitting around like, hey, I'm trying to manage my whole life by what I eat. I want to perform well. I want to go outside and do sled work and do kettlebell stuff and not have my joint hurts. I don't want to have acne all over my face because I'm eating shit and sleeping like crap. I don't want to have, like I said, joint pain. I don't want to have, I want to feel good. I want to feel good. I want to perform well. I want to recover well. And that all matters. And if you take care of yourself and you're training hard, recovery, you'll notice it. You'll notice when it's taken a couple more days if you're not getting enough nutrients or you didn't sleep well. If you get great sleep every night and you get 4 hours of sleep one night because something happened, you fucking feel like a ton of bricks. But if you're not getting a lot of sleep consistently, you don't really notice it because you get used to living in that fog. I was like that too. You get used to being sleep deprived, just like people get used to eating shit food. You get used to feeling like shit. You don't realize you feel like shit because you've been feeling like shit for so long. You don't realize that you're bloated. You don't realize that you're inflamed. You don't realize that you just don't realize it because you're in it. It's like being in a shitty relationship and everyone around you is like, that person sucks. You're like, no, it's just they're going through a period. They're just, changing jobs and this. And everyone's like, you got to dump him or dump her. Like, get the fuck out of this relationship. And then you break up with the person a couple years later, thinking back, what the fuck was I thinking? We've all had those periods. We've all had those moments when you look back. Hindsight's 2020, right? Hindsight's 2020. So in other words, people dramatically underestimate what foods do to their body. They're just so used to taking and eating anything. You're so used to eating everything. Your body's constantly reacting and getting inflamed by everything that you eat. You don't notice what's going on. You don't notice individual things because you're inundating yourself with all this fucking white noise. How could you actually see through it? You can't see through the fog when it's super thick. You don't notice, like if you're in the middle of a fog, do you notice one water droplet? No, it's fucking everywhere. So you don't notice individual things. It's all the same. Adding more doesn't change anything. So resetting, getting back to the basics, being relentlessly consistent, that will help you notice these little nuances. And most of you, and you could drop it if you have something you want to add live, I'd love to read your story, because when you are very consistent and you have like something that you adjust, like, hey, I feel like Mama Swole, like, let's go have sushi tonight, or let's make some fish tonight, or let's do this tonight. Cool. And then we do it, and then we feel bad the next day, or I have a headache in the next morning. Guess what happened? Guess what caused it? The fucking thing that's out of the ordinary, that's out of the routine, because I pay attention and I know what I'm doing. And if I add a little bit more of this and I know I feel a certain way, I know it's because of that one variable. And it's not about being super strict and not having fun. It's just about being habitual in your actions and being consistent, because then when you add or you adjust or you tweak things here and there, you actually notice whether or not that benefits you or doesn't benefit you. And if it benefits you, keep going and see if it keeps benefiting you. And if it doesn't, then fucking cut it out and try something else. And that's all it is. That's all it is. All right. Kim, where can I get the glasses you're wearing? Swole America. You can get them on Amazon, ironically. Ironically, not Swole America, but the Swole CP, I guess. Almond milk. Show me an udder on an almond. I know, right? You can't milk an almond. You can milk an almond.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
William Smiley. What up, Will? New to the Daily Swole, it's been a big help learning to adapt to life after a baby girl 6 months ago. I've been really lazy and making excuses, but got after it this week, keeping it up this week. Good for you. Good for you. Congratulations on your beautiful baby girl. Congratulations. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Joe, almonds use so much water. It's why California has been in a drought for years. That and having large metroplexes and overpopulation, quote, climate change has little to do with it. Indeed. Indeed. And that was the almond joke earlier. They use so much water. So you're going to be like all these like activists, quote unquote, people that are just complaining about shit that, complaining about, trying to create climate as like an existential threat, which it's not. Like, won't rabbit hole it, but to go plant-based and everything, almonds and all these other, and corn and soy, and these things use so much fucking water. Almonds no less. Like tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of water. Tons of water. Let's see. Peaceful Bandit. Been hashtag Swole America, been there, felt horrible for years. Papa's nutrition advice, elimination diet, more energy, no arthritis now. I thought I was just getting old. Age had nothing to do with it. That's so fucking amazing. Most people just don't understand what food does. Can you imagine living with arthritis and pain and just sluggishness and just whatever it is? And a lot of you, like a lot of you went through it. And that's why we call it the elimination diet, because I didn't create it. It's just fucking narrowing shit down. Or call it carnivore diet. Like a carnivore diet is literally just taking it all the way down. You're taking it all the way down to the basics, because you can survive completely off meat, organ meats, such like that. And then you add in things one at a time. I like meat and fruit. It's what I feel great. I eat where I feel best. And then every once in a while, I might add a little thing here and there and see how I feel. But once you find your fuel, your specific fuel, right? Once you find your specific fuel, fucking stick to it. That's your fuel. That's your octane, bro. Keep octaning. Keep going. Keep going. Maxwell, have you read Graham Hancock's Fingerprints of the Gods? No, I think I have it. Either have the book. That's on my list. I think I have the book. It's in my Audible, or I bought it. I just got, I just ordered the one from the guest that Joe Rogan had on. The fuck? Which guy was that? His book Unsettled on climate. I just bought that book. What's his name? Coonan, I think it is. Coonan. One of his most recent guests. See, here's the thing. I like buying books, but then I like to listen to them. So sometimes I buy them. Does anyone else do this? I buy the hardcover and then I download the Audible and listen to it. I like having the book though. If there's ever a book, I don't know. I feel like having the book will make sure that it's not going to get deleted. I don't know. Part of me is just like, they're just going to, because they've deleted books from online. Like you can't buy it here, then you can't buy it here. They just cancel a book. It's like anytime something that's a little bit controversial, it's like, I should probably have that in print. I don't know. But I sometimes do that. I buy it and then I'm like, I don't want to sit there and just read. I love listening to books, but it depends on who's reading it. You have to have a good narrator, and sometimes, and certain books are hard to listen to. Like if books are very technical, it's hard to listen to them. But sometimes I buy it and then I'm like, or you read a little bit and then you Audible it too. Have you done that? where you're reading the book and then you turn on the Audible and you kind of fast forward and just start listening to it. Like you continue and then go back and then open the book. It's a good way to do it. Yeah, that's definitely a good book. All my books are in a hard copy and Audible, so I'm not the only one. Mr. Nuts, don't blame the almonds. California's in a drought because even the water doesn't want to be here. Hey-o!
Fucking people.
Even the water doesn't want to be here. Get it? Get it. Oh my God. Good one. Good one. Yeah. And if you're part of the fam, if you want to check out some of the books, if you haven't listened to, if you're looking for some new stuff, you want to check out some good reads, I have to add some more to my book list because I haven't updated that a little bit and I've downloaded a lot more and read a lot more. So if you haven't checked it out yet, check out when you log into your account, swolenormousx.com. Right there at the top in like the header, it says Papa Swolio's Book Club. The book club right there on your header on your homepage when you log in. Yeah, me too. It depends on the stuff. It depends on the content. Elijah says, I love having both. I think audio is easier, but you get a deeper retention from reading the paper. I agree. You get a deeper retention, but it's just so convenient to listen while you're doing other things. You go outside, you're training, or you're driving, or you're going to work, or you're going for a walk, or whatever you're doing. You can just listen. And it's a great thing. And it's a great thing because sometimes when you order the book or you go on Audible and they're like, hey, you might want to check out this one. It's like, let me check out those. And you can find other great things. And again, like audio is faster. Audio is more efficient in many cases. But the thing is, humans are very distracted, easy to get distracted. So if you're listening and doing two things, you're not really paying attention that much. You're really not. Your body usually just defaults to one or the other. So you're splitting your attention. So when you're reading, I think of it as with an audiobook, it's like walking on a treadmill versus a regular book walking outside, right? So if you're walking outside, you have to provide the speed. You have to read. It's at your pace. You're walking, you're reading, but then when you're on a treadmill, like it's moving whether you want to or not. Like you fall asleep or you pay attention, like it's 2 sentences past, you're kind of half paying attention. So you're missing some of the details, whatever it is, maybe. So you fall asleep and all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, oh, that was a good book. Like you slept through half of it. So that's why I kind of associate it. It's like walking outside versus walking on a treadmill. Yeah, if you're driving a lot, it's priceless. If you're driving a lot, if you drive 9 to 12 hours a day at work, podcasts, and that's the other thing. I find I get so much more value in many cases from a podcast. So like I got his book kind of like to support someone who's, taking a stand and putting out stuff that he, objectively believes in, and, people that take a lot of flack and still put out the truth. I respect. So it's like a way of supporting the author as well. But, you listen to like, let's say Joe Rogan's podcast, you get a good idea and then you can download the book and, there's some great rabbit holes. That's why podcasts are great in general. You have a guest, you're like, oh, I've never heard this person. Let me check out their content. Let me check out their book. Let me check out their podcast. And you like it or don't like it. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's a great book too. The Matt Walker, Why We Sleep. That's on the book list as well. And that's a great podcast too. If you want to go back in the archives of Joe Rogan, I think it was like in the 1100s when Matt Walker was on Joe Rogan's podcast. That's a great one. And then you can read his book, Why We Sleep. It's great. Fantastic. Pretty much like being awake is brain damage. Shit like that. It's fucking phenomenal. All right. Excellent. Well, we got some Swole America, baby. Hello. We got some Falcon. We actually, good conversation. Good rants, good topics, a little rough at the beginning, some rough questions, but we made it. We did it. Let's see. Randall, I listened to Papa Swole at 75 miles an hour exclusively. Driving jobs. Am I right? Damn right. 88 miles per hour. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Mr. Strickland.
Muscles Marinara just bought a Swole Privilege shirt. Can't wait to wear it at the shop and have all the purple-haired libs blow up. Let's fucking go. Are you around? Are you around, purple-haired libs? Oh my God. Oh my God. Elijah, I got $150 of Bitcoin when it dipped Swole America? Where did it just dip? Fuck yeah! Did it just dip again? Or you mean like the previous dip, like when it dropped down like was that last week or something we're talking about? Is it still on sale? Bitcoin's always on sale, that's the answer. It's always on sale. It's always on sale. Muscle, unfortunately, there are blue-haired libs. There are blue-haired libs where you work. Oh my God, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to hear about it. Was that 42 right now? All right. Blue-haired libs where you work. Bruh. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. I get too much road rage driving 10 minutes. 9 hours. Wow. Oh, it's a great deal. It's a great deal. Still on sale. Still on sale. Bitcoin's still on sale, fam. If you want to learn more, that's another place you want to learn more about Bitcoin. Go check out the links in the show notes, but also in the book club. I have a lot of books there that you can read for those of you that are part of the fam that are interested in learning more about, interested in getting more financially literate and learning more about Bitcoin. Go check that out. Let's give away this Swole America card right now, baby.
Come on,
Nope,
man.
I am giving it away, Grandpa, whether you like it or not. Well, who's it going to be, Falcon? Pick someone. Swole America. Swole America, baby. We're going to have to do some more Swole America cards. Oh, we got a winner. We got a winner. Glowing Artiste. Brian to the message.
Congratulations!
The Artiste. The Artiste. Congratulations. Everyone say congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 21009 in the subject, your mailing address, and the body of the email. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. And you know what? As everyone's like, congratulations to Brian, let's give a congratulations also to Mr. Nuts because he just added another hole to my belt. Fuck yeah, fam. Good stuff, Mr. Nuts. Chet, what up, homie? How we doing? Fam, everyone's here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. We're about to nut this beach, but remember tomorrow, inside Swolenormous X, we have our accountability meeting. So 12 noon Eastern time, be there, live call, log into your account. You'll see the button right there. So at 12, I'll send you out a text, but at 12, you can just log in anyway. If you're, have a mind for it and you're like, oh, you see what time it is, you have it ready, if you have an alarm or whatever. But I will text you when we're officially live. Make sure you go log in 12 noon Eastern time. You'll see a button and you'll be able to, it'll open up the app and you'll join in on the live call. We got some new releases, SwoleFam posts, and of course, we'll take a couple call-ins if you want to call in, hold yourself accountable, ask any questions. Now is the time to join. If you haven't yet, swolenormousx.com. It's Swolentine's Day. It's Swolentine's Day. It's Swolentine's Day. Swolentine's Day. Make some sick fucking gains. Love yourself. Love yourself tomorrow. Make some sick fucking gains. All right. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, accountability meeting. Be there, be square. SwoleNormousX.com. Join the fam today. Let's nut this beach. Falcon, take us away, son.
I am the danger.
Just in closing, Maxwell writing here. Is the Ledger Nano X a good way to store offline? Yes. Ledger, Trezor, Cold Card, all good options. Ledger's great. Good hard wallet. Definitely get your Bitcoin off the exchange. And if you check the show notes, the description, you can sign up, get $10 free Bitcoin at swanbitcoin.com/Papa Swolio. And all the information is there, how you can withdraw your Bitcoin to your hard wallet. You got it, bro. We'll talk more about Bitcoin.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Those vague Insta questions. Swole Justice Warrior. I like it. Sorry for the vague Insta questions. It's all right, man. It's all right. It's all right. No hate. No worries. No worries. Tomorrow, in the accountability meeting, we'll save that for the roundtables, but we'll have to have something special for Bitcoin. Accountability meeting. Call in tomorrow. We'll talk. We'll talk BTC. We'll talk tomorrow, 12 noon. We'll lay it down. Noon Eastern time, bitches. 12 noon. 12 noon.
Inconceivable! The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Oh, yeah. We'll be back here for the next live stream on Tuesday. Don't miss out. Up top, baby. Up top, baby.
He's on fire!
And that's the way, I like it.
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
Quick release. No hands. Oh, yeah. It was with...
Because
that big healthy hog. Hit those keys like a tactical savage. Swole team 6 down there. Swole team doing it good, doing it right. That piano cock, excellent. See, the Ask Papa Swolio Live, it started off rough. It was rough. A couple questions were like, and then it turned around. Then we got some really good conversation going, so it was awesome. Let's see. So Elijah, I'll be on tomorrow. We can talk Bitcoin. Tomorrow during the accountability meeting, we'll take some time for questions if you got a question, but accountability meeting, hold yourself accountable, progress pictures, progress stories. We're going to stay focused tomorrow, but if we have some time and we have some ability to, happy to address a couple things. But tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, accountability meeting, Inside Swolenormous X. Again, join if you haven't yet joined. Let's see. Thank you so much, Rance. I appreciate it. Love the Daily Swole. It's nice to listen to someone who isn't afraid to speak their mind. Thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate the sentiments. And if I don't have an answer to something, I will obviously tell you if I don't know. But remember, before we leave here, I don't know if you guys are doing anything tonight. I know there's Super Bowl and people do stuff for that, but be safe, be smart. And remember that this is really about, you're trying to find the most common denominator. You're keeping the most common denominator. You're focusing on the most common denominator, the things that are going to make the biggest difference in your life. And that's what the 7 pillars are. And if you're focusing on those fundamental principles that are going to reap you the biggest returns, the rest is just cake. And it's really about the mindset. It's how you think and how you approach your day. It's how you approach the 7 pillars. It's not complicated. People are always trying to complicate shit. People want it to be complicated. They want it to be this whole fucking scientific experiment or this equation where you have to add and subtract and you have to use pie charts and fucking graphs. Everyone wants it to be this whole fucking thing. It's not. It's just fucking not. It's just not that complicated. The human body is complex, but it's very simple. And people just really just cannot fucking handle how simple it is. It's so fucking simple. It's so simple. It really is. And I think people want it to be complicated. They want a complicated solution. They're creating problems so they can create a complicated solution for it. It's not hard. It's not complicated. Just isn't. Just fucking isn't. So stop trying to complicate shit. Stop trying to make it something that's really, why? Why are you trying to make it harder for yourself? It's really that simple. When I yell and I'm saying, eat a fucking steak and go to the fucking gym, That's about 50% of it. That's about 50% right there. No, maybe an exaggeration. But that's why we keep it simple. We have to be ruthless in how simple we try to keep it, because people are going to, you can complicate it. You can get deeper. You can get more if you go that direction. If you're stepping on stage at a professional bodybuilding competition, you need to have that shit down to a fucking just, you have to have pinpoint. You have to be so specific and so detailed. But with most of this shit, it's just not complicated. I think it's because people don't want to believe it. They don't want to think that they haven't been doing it properly. They want to think that it's because it's a complicated answer. Or they want to have some kind of ego over, attacking it from a complicated direction to make it feel like they're doing more than they are. I mean, there's some weird psychological thing about that, but people are trying to complicate it. They do it with a lot of things. Humans oftentimes overcomplicate issues. And this is one of those situations. So if you just approach, that's why there's 7 pillars. There's not 56 pillars. There's fucking 7 of them. And that's why they are concise and they're specific, and they leave a lot open for you to customize your life built on top of them. And that's where it all begins. So you can download your free copy over there at swolenormousx.com, read them once in a while. I mean, of course, you're going to know them by heart. Most of you know them by heart, but the actual details, read through them, read through the Beyond 7 Pillars ebook, kind of, brush up, but focus on that again, brush up on it and meditate on it. Meditate on the 7 pillars. Just think about them. Think about each one and just how it's very simple. Very simple, and it fucking works. Shocker. Simplicity works? Oh, you don't say. Most things work when it's a lot simpler. Less failure points. And it doesn't mean that it's going to come easily, simple, easy, hard. These are subjective versus objective. But 7 pillars. Shit's going to happen around you. What can you control? But just don't complicate shit. And they do work. Last minute rant. Fire.
He's on fire!
We're on fire. Great way to segue. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. We'll talk Bitcoin tomorrow in the accountability meeting. We'll talk more about the 7 pillars. We'll talk more about new releases. We'll talk more about whatever you want to talk about. We will have a great day tomorrow. 12 noon Eastern Time, fam. I will see you there in the Telegram chat. Enjoy your evening. Peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint. We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element. No,